Brad Griffin, good to see you here.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. Nice to have us be here today. Thank you. The ORCA is Organized Retail Crime Alliance, and it's a public-private partnership that we started about 2 years ago, and it's a partnership with law enforcement. And how it works is we have loss prevention experts in all of the major stores, and they upload images of shoplifters to a secure website, and then we have law enforcement that helps to identify these people. And the whole idea is to build felony cases against these people so we can put them in jail. We try to stack these crimes so that they get into the felony threshold over 1,500. This session we're going to be focusing on in a bipartisan manner. We're going to be working with folks from both sides of the aisle to try to get the first crime recorded in a more efficient manner, so that we can build second and third and fourth cases against these folks. So it's going to require some creativity, and I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but in the coming days we're going to be meeting with members of both parties from both the House and the Senate and try to craft a really good bill that can pass muster with the governor and ultimately receive his signature. So.
Yeah, because I know one of the challenges, and I've been talking with Yellowstone County Attorney Scott Twido and others, from other county attorneys across the state, is they felt like some of these criminal justice reforms got snuck through the last session, and it caused some problems. So I know they're looking to tighten some of that up. But one of the great things about what you're doing with ORCA, so as I understand it, is, okay, let's say a shoplifter gets busted at the Walmart in Billings or at a mom and pop shop. Before, it'd basically be like, well, if we arrest them, where are we going to jail them, for one? Two, they're probably just going to get a slap on the wrist. So there was really so millions and millions of dollars were being lost by all these Billings businesses as a result of shoplifting. So now they can say, well, hey, we've got evidence of this guy shoplifting from, say, the Walmart, also evidence from the Target, also evidence from this mom and pop shop over here and over here. Now you can combine it into a much larger case,
right,
and actually have some real penalties now. And then at the same time, not only are you taking a shoplifter off the streets, but usually they're tied in with the meth problem,
absolutely,
break-ins of vehicles. So it's about much more than just. So for those of you who say, well, it's just Walmart and Target, who cares about them? No, these are causing problems across the board. They're probably the people slashing your tires and breaking out your windows.
Exactly. Yeah, all of that leads to much larger crimes, and so it's not just shoplifting, and shoplifting isn't a harmless, victimless crime. We all pay more for it in the form of higher prices. So it does get passed on to honest taxpayers and honest consumers in the form of higher prices, and it gets passed on in the form of bigger crimes that are done elsewhere.
Yeah, Brad Griffin, what else are you going to be tracking from the Montana Retail Association standpoint? It sounds like a lot of alcohol-related bills coming
We've got
up
over 55 alcohol bills this session, Aaron.
Wow.
It's really unprecedented.
That you're tracking, not that you're pushing.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, there's been 55 introduced so far. There's going to be a big push to put that alcohol system into a study bill, I think, because it's obvious there's a lot of frustration with the system right now, and perhaps I'm not sure what the legislature is going to think about a study bill, but this might be an issue the time has come to really give it a good study by a bipartisan group of legislators and stakeholders. Is it safe to sum up most
of them as concerns just with, the liquor license system has always been a frustration since going back to prior to the 1950s when they first established that system. But reforming that is always a challenge because people have, if you own a liquor license,
That's right.
It's a property right. It has value to it. You don't want that value to be basically wiped away because of a change in the law. But there's also people who want to see some modernization. So how do you balance that?
Well, that's the challenge. There's over $500 million. Some people estimate up to $1 billion that's been invested in the system, and that system was created right here in the state capitol. And we just can't wipe that $500 to $1 billion in value off the balance sheet because we've got families that have borrowed money against their homes, their businesses, their life savings.
It's their livelihood, yeah.
We have to respect that they have followed the rules. They've invested in the system that was created by the legislature, And so we need to do this in a very thoughtful and careful way.
I got to give a shout out to the is it Pro Start, that's part of what you've been doing with
Yep.
restaurants across the state of Montana and high school kids and teaching them the culinary arts, and got to go to one of those events. Just an incredible organization. And I know, was it Laurel? I think it was the kids from Laurel that were serving an event at Highlands Golf Club one night. Incredible event. Sounds like an incredible group out there in Laurel, but they're doing this Pro Start all across the state now. So.
Yeah, we've got it going in 18 high schools across the state of Montana, so it's a very exciting program.